Alright, here's one of the 5 things on our tour of the British Museum. It's the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone is important because it has 3 different scripts. At the top, hieroglyphics, middle, Demotic, bottom, ancient Greek, and it helped us translate ancient hieroglyphics into a language we can understand, ancient Greek. Anyways, so this was really important, and it's the first stop on our very quick trip through the British Museum. Stop number 2 on the British Museum, Ramses the Great. I mean, it's something you should see because he's great. Ramses II was pharaoh of Egypt for a very long time. The guy had 98 children, 98 sons. Egypt, the sons matter. That's a whole patriarchy thing. Anyways, it's something you should see in the British Museum, and it's conveniently placed right close to the Rosetta Stone. Aside from that, his statues were everywhere, so if you were in ancient Egypt at the time, you would have seen this statue. Your hand's not in it, you're too short. That's my child trying to get in the way of the video. Anyways, you would have seen statues like this everywhere because Ramses the Great was an excellent propagandist. Okay, another stop we should make in the British Museum is the Assyrian wall carvings. There's a whole bunch of them. They're located between these 2 giant shimisu, which are winged gold guardians. Anyways, some of the section's closed, so I can only show you these ones. This is Assyrians laying siege to a town, and you can see what happens to the defeated down there. And then this is a close-up of the battle tactics. You have a shield being held for archers. And then below, what happens to you after you're defeated? Your city is destroyed, the walls are destroyed of your city, and you're taken away on a cart and deported to new parts of the empire. Yeah, now your hand's in the way, child. Hi. So here we are with the wall friezes from the Palace of Nimrod, and behind me you can see pictures of combat, the Siege of Lachish, which is a famous battle that happened, and the Assyrians basically leveled the city in the Holy Land. You've got further images of carnage and bloodshed. You've got people being trampled by horses over here. If you were the Assyrian king, you would put these in your throne room to intimidate anybody who was coming to visit you. Alright, here we are in the British Museum with the next thing you should probably visit. These are the Elgin Marbles, named after the Earl Elgin, who took them, stole them, some people say, from the Parthenon. He took them during the War of Independence that the... Okay, hi, child. This is my child being excited. Anyways, he stole them, or took them, I keep saying stole. He took them to protect them for world history and posterity. These friezes tell the story of the Greek victory over chaos in the Persians in the Persian Wars. Now, there's a lot of people here. Anyways, you can see battle, and you'll see things like Amazons and centaurs, and they're metaphorically the Persians, because when Pericles commissioned the Parthenon, the Athenians had defeated the Persian Empire. Up here is what should have gone in the frieze of the Parthenon, and you can see many people up there. I'm going to go up there, but I'm going to wait for my family. So anyways, it's one of these contentious parts of the collection because Greece thinks that it should be returned. The British Museum argues that they are protecting it for the world history. Whatever the case may be, it is a must-see if you come to the British Museum because of just the quality of the actual artwork and its importance in history. Okay, behind me is one of the images from the frieze that shows a centaur really defeating a Greek, maybe an ally of the Athenians, maybe Athenia themselves. Anyways, This is supposed to be a metaphor or an allegory, I guess, for the Persians fighting against the Greeks. And of course, when Pericles had this built, Eleanor, get out of here. When the Persians had this built, they used the centaurs as a representation for all the beastly creatures and things that the Persian Empire represented. Another thing worth visiting in the British Museum is the Student Who Horde, which is items from all around this gallery. But the key item is this helmet. Now you've got the real helmet here and a reconstruction over there. What it shows is just the kind of change in art and change in quality of work after the Roman Empire left England, and you had the advent of the Anglo-Saxon invasion, and then the setup of the Heptarchy, the 7 kingdoms that ruled over England at the time. So this shows what might have been one of the great kings. If you led the 7 kingdoms, you would be called a Bretwalda, and you would get a big burial. This came from a giant burial, and this could have been a Bretwalda. The last thing you should see, if you're going to pick 5 things in the British Museum, would be the Benin Bronzes. Behind me are the Benin Bronzes, and an alarm. That's great. That's going to give me a run for my money here. So the Benin Bronzes were taken from Benin City in Nigeria in 1898 by the British. The British got in a trade dispute of some sort with the kingdom there, and to pay for their pacification, quotes, they sent 400 soldiers and they took these bronzes. The controversy here is this is the history of the kingdom of Benin. Nigeria, Togo, Benin, they want them back, but they're here in the British Museum, and it raises a particular question of how do you tell the history of your country if your stories are in another country put on display. So the Smithsonian so far in 2022 returned their Benin Bronzes. As of 2023, they're here in the British Museum. It's worth visiting because of the controversy associated with them, and also they're just beautiful art pieces.